7 things you need to do if you want to be prepared for emergencies. First, you need to improve your physical fitness. If you're out of shape, you won't be able to do the 3 basic things needed to survive an emergency, which is carrying heavy things, running, and fighting. Here's one example. Say you have to evacuate with your family and you've been walking 2 miles with all your gear, and suddenly someone attacks one of your family members. You don't want to be too tired that you can't even defend them. The second thing you need to do is hide supplies off-site. Say your home gets destroyed in a disaster, or a certain group comes to your home and takes your supplies. You need to have a backup. Get an ammo can or a gallon bucket and bury emergency supplies at different locations. These emergency supply stashes will have food, water, ammo, cash, batteries, flashlights, and other emergency supplies. The third thing you need to do is get out of debt. If you need to stop eating out or stop buying stuff for enjoyment to pay off your debt, then you need to do that. Because if an economic collapse happens, you don't want to owe money to anyone. It'll only make a bad situation worse. The fourth thing you need to do is start stockpiling as much supplies as you possibly can. You need to buy water bottles, you need to buy rice, beans, pasta, oats, canned food, and other non-perishable foods. Also stock up on stuff like batteries, flashlights, candles, and propane tanks. If you can buy a generator, that's a good idea as well. I also recommend buying a small USB solar panel so you can charge your small devices. The fifth thing you need to do is take up hobbies that'll improve your chances of surviving societal collapse. So stuff like gardening, camping, hiking, fishing, target practice, and hunting. I'd rather have you do that than watch celebrity gossip stuff and play video games all the time. Again, I'm telling you all, they want us to be distracted with that garbage so we don't see the world falling apart around us. They don't want you learning things and watching stuff that'll improve your chances of survival, like prepper content. The sixth thing you need to do is prepare your vehicle in case of an emergency. First off, you need to ensure that your maintenance is up to date and that your fuel level is always at 3/4 or above. That way, if you need to evacuate your area, you always have enough gas. Also, in the trunk of your vehicle, you should have a case of water bottles and food that's ready to eat, like canned food, protein bars, and beef jerky. You should also have some other emergency gear, like a flashlight, some batteries, a first aid kit, a shovel, some candles, and an emergency stove. The seventh thing you need to do is prepare your home in case doctors, pharmacies, and hospitals are no longer available. There are a ton of issues that could happen after a disaster, like injuries, illnesses, and infections, just to name a few. So make sure at the very least you know basic first aid. Make sure you have a first aid kit, tourniquet, and antiseptics. Make sure you have stuff like Orajel for toothaches. You also need to stock up on antibiotics and over-the-counter meds. You also need to learn about and stock up on stuff for natural remedies, like elderberry syrup, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, ginger, aloe vera, and honey. Now, if you do these things, it'll greatly improve your chances of surviving almost any emergency.